Okay, we're live on the air. We don't have anybody watching us. Let's go and see if I hit play here, if it's going to hit refresh. I've got multiple windows open. Nope.
It's still not going on the.
Yeah, it's not. It is going here. So let me share. How do I embed this thing? Embed, there it is. Boy, they really have changed YouTube. Control C. Let me edit this post.
Oh, it's live now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's on the page?
It's under our video section. It's not on that link. Exactly like I said.
I know. It's impossible to do. I've yet to find a way to fix it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't even bother with it. And you're like, no. I'll put it up.
I hadn't done this previously, so let's that was another fail of a workaround. So I'm changing it right now. On that post. All right, here.
Now we have to change it on the web on the
Yeah, I've got multiple tabs up.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Okay, the page is getting changed. So when someone watches this in the future, show us how to create an event and create it through Google Hangouts so we don't post bad links anymore. Okay, let's see here. That is fixed. Or me. Fixed. Okay, 1 second. And then let me go to share. See.
I'll update the Facebook page.
Okay, thank you. And I'm updating the little widget on the left-hand side of the front page. Save. The little widget that's on the left-hand side I'm fixing. Okay, let me go to the front page and see if that all worked. This is a little behind the scenes, gang, of what we do. Okay.
Facebook is so wonky on the page layout.
Yep, okay. The live feed is over on the left side of the front page, right when you log on. We're live there. Nice. Let me look on that one post. Facebook is what? You know, they have so many ads now that
ads and then little pop-up messages like, did you know you have this? And you have to scroll down for like 5 years to actually get to like
to your news content. Yeah. It's just, can you imagine what it's going to be like in 10 years? Even more.
Well, in 10 years, the ads will just be streamed directly into our head without
into our brain.
we won't even get a say anymore.
Okay, I've got, let me close this tab. Let me close that tab. I've got everything on the page changed. You get the Facebook? Are you working on that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to, let me see where I can. Okay, live control room. That's where I want. We have 5 people watching us. That's cool.
We have 3. 2 of those are you and me.
Oh, that's true. Oh, the frame rate is too high. Please set the frame rate to 30 frames per second or less. How do I change that?
The frame rate, like the rent, is too damn high.
Info and settings. Advanced settings. All right, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Let's just do it. It says the stream is okay. Unknown bitrate. I think we're okay.
It looks fine on the
Okay.
like while you're actually watching it.
Okay. So we got audio and everything. Here.
No. I can't hear you. Say that again. I can't hear you at all.
I said, you got me. There you go. Okay. Let me get your window up so I can see you. I haven't been able to see you. There you are. Okay. Let me unbag a comic book from the 1980s and let me get a nice whiff of the dying paper.
Oh God!
Look at.
I wasn't ready for the eroticism of your description, Brad. I'm a little taken back.
When was this put out? Let's see here. It's definitely the 80s. It's 1986. Wow. That is 31 years old. Look at that.
I know, right?
Mint. It's still mint. Still mint.
It's not mint. By definition, it's not mint. It's near mint, sure, but it's not.
It hasn't been taken out of a bag in 30 years.
That doesn't mean it's mint.
It's kind of like Walt Disney.
It wasn't mint going into the bag.
Okay, we ready? We got the Facebookers.
No, wait, I'm not ready yet.
Okay. Oh, you're pulling my leg now. I haven't refreshed the Facebook page.
I'm sitting here like a tool, dude. Of course I'm ready. What are you?
I didn't think you put it up on the Facebook yet. There you are.
I told you I did.
You said, "Wait a minute." We're like arguing this whole show. That's what makes it entertaining.
God.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
we're ready. We're doing in 3. I'm just going. 3, 2. Hey, Crawlspacers, welcome to a Friday night fight for September. We took a month off, but we're back, and we're smelling old paper.
You're smelling old paper.
Well, yeah, I am smelling old paper.
Like it's your fetish.
Well, you know that could be a scent. You know, you could buy it at comic book stores.
Dying paper.
Ode to dying print. Yes, dying paper.
That's coming from the Yankee Candle Company.
Exactly.
Dying paper.
The comic book candle. You could have that for all your friends to smell.
You know, I've been to your house before, but now I'm questioning whether or not I want to come back. If I'm going to walk in and get hit with the scent of dying pulp.
Baby, I don't need the candle. I've got the smell. It's dying paper right in front of me. And look, coming soon, the new universe will soon be on your book on the newsstands. No. Anyway, we've started streaming these on YouTube, hence why I'm saying look. If you're listening this to just an audio podcast, there's now video to it because you demanded it. No, actually, you didn't. But for Friday Night Fights and all future podcasts, we're going to stream them on YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SpidermanCrawlspace.
Yes.
So, George,
yes.
You said the fans demanded this review, right?
Actually, yes, and you know what? Let me pull up who actually did demand this.
Okay, we don't want to misquote them
because we had 2 issues that were recommended to us, and since this is the one for September, I'll save the other one for next. But this was requested. This particular issue was requested by Cheese Dick.
Whoa!
Who specifically wanted to see this, and this is a pretty dark story.
Oh, well, read it to us. Let's get the setup. Why he wanted this book. Oh no, you're talking about the actual comic is dark. I thought the story of why he's requesting it is dark.
No, well, I'm sure there may be some sort of,
lingering why he's
some sort of terrible dark. I don't know, but no, he just said, dude, I kind of like this issue. It's one of these edgy early Peter David issues.
The previous issue, Spider-Man went missing for a whole book. Wasn't the Black Cat looking for him in this issue? The previous issue, I think she was.
Yeah.
So okay, well, let's take me through this fight. We got to do a little setup like we usually do, but go ahead.
We got to give context.
Yep. You know, I didn't mention the creative team first. It's Peter David on writing, and from Craven's Last Hunt, Mike Zeck, and also Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Mike Zeck did the breakdowns, and Bob McLeod did the finishes.
And you can tell that it's like somebody else is like doing Zeck stuff because on that first splash page, with the title and everything. It's got like a classic Zeck sort of jaw and profile, but it's not Zeck. It's not a Zeck face.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like a rough Zek and filled in by McLeod. I can see what you're talking
It's a
about.
rough Zek. You're getting the rough Zek.
A
Yeah.
couple days you'll get a rough Zach on the podcast. Yeah,
We always get a rough Zek on the
we
podcast.
always get a rough Zach. But Ashes to Ashes is the name of this story.
Ashes to Ashes, from September
86.
Yeah, 86.
Yeah.
And this is a story that actually picks up on some stuff that David had laid down previously.
Mm-hmm.
It centers around a boy named Alexander Walcott, who I think was Peter David's homage to the writer Alexander Walcott from the Algonquin Round Table.
Oh.
Way back in the day, but before there were hipsters, crawlspacers, there was Dorothy Parker and people like Alexander Walcott and the Algonquin Round Table who filled that role like in the 1920s.
Okay.
And so I think this was sort of an homage to that. And previously, the character had been seen. He got his powers. His father was a researcher, and he got his powers when he was accidentally, futzing around with his dad's equipment, and he wound up zapping his arm and getting powers. Also, his father regularly beat him. He was an abusive father, and this is kind of foreshadowing David's run on the Hulk. Yeah. And so
that was Mantlo that introduced that, but Peter David took it to the next.
Yeah, but Peter David is the one who really, explored the space.
Right, exactly.
And so the boy Alexander accidentally kills his own dad with his powers. He's not a mutant, but he's gotten powers that he doesn't know how to use.
Right.
And so the search is on for this kid. The cops are looking for him. Shield's looking for him. And his teacher, his school teacher, goes to the Bugle trying to find somebody to help, and he finds Peter Parker. And he remembers that Peter Parker and Spider-Man were involved in the last time we saw this guy, which I think was 6 months prior. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And
the teacher kind of looks like Tony Stark.
Again.
Yeah.
We can't escape it. Even in 1986, we can't escape it.
You can't escape Tony Stark. It was Spider-Man.
And retroactively, I get Tony Stark in my face when it's not even Tony Stark. So the little kid's trying to defend himself, and so the cops come after him and are trying to get him to stop, and he blows up the police car. With his he can disintegrate matter, and he can zap you with like energy rays. And so he destroys this cop car. Well, Spider-Man hears about it, leaps to the scene, trying to find the kid, finds the cops. The cops are like, dude, he's that way. Better you handle it than me. And Spidey's trying to help the kid. Of course, the kid assumes Spider-Man's just another grown-up trying to stop him. And so he tries to zap Spider-Man and almost comes close to it. And Spider-Man is, Spidey dodges out of the way. But you get that, you get his thought bubble saying that he managed to dodge it, but he still feels his skin blistering under the costume.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Like it's that hot, and then he creates a wet. Huh?
Even rough Zek is attractive. I love the pencil.
You find some rough Zek attractive.
Huh? Yeah. Oh man, I hope you like that, all 9 viewers.
So right, So the kid gets away from Spidey, and right as Spidey's kind of picking himself up from having almost been roasted, Shield shows up. And Shield shows up and is like, well, we're going to go hunt down this kid. And so Spidey goes along with him. But Spider-Man's continually having to remind them, oh, it's a kid. You're bringing all this weaponry for a kid, And then Shield unleashes the Mandroids. Now, the Mandroid armor.
Real quick, George, before we proceed, the YouTube chat room is asking what issue. I'm not sure we said what issue. We're doing.
Oh, did we not?
Peter Parker Spec Spider-Man number 118.
Hold it up again, Brad.
Yeah, Spec Spidey 118, the all-new, all-daring Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's the longest title I think of ever a Spider book.
Right.
So Spec 118. Sorry, gang.
So Shield unleashes the Mandroids on this kid, and of course the Mandroids are are a suit of powered armor developed specifically to fight superpowered combatants, and they were designed by Shield and arch villain Tony Stark to try to be able to effectively combat superpowered opponents. And so they go after the kid, and of course the kid is scared as hell because you just unleash, you know, 3 giant ass robot, what he probably thinks are robots, at him,
right?
Try to kill him, and so he hits one full blast. And then realizes too late that no, there's a dude inside the suit.
Right.
Right. And then he immediately feels bad. And then you have the Shield agent who's in charge of the entire chase yelling out from a car, use deadly force, you know, kill this kid.
Right.
To which Spider-Man objects to. You know, Spider-Man's not all about murdering an innocent little boy, you know. So far, Spider-Man, you know, from Spider-Man's perspective, this kid has done nothing wrong. He's confused. He's scared. You know, he needs help. And so the kid realizes
these are almost like human sentinels.
Yeah,
they remind me of sentinels. Even though the kid's not a mutant, they're going after him like a sentinel will go after a mutant.
So the kid, realizing that there's people inside the Mandroid armor, you know, that they're not just robots, he starts to pull his punches a little bit and go and starts to use his powers on the defensive. Even as the guys in the Mandroid armor, you know, one of them says, "I'll help you, all right. I'll help you limb from limb." You know,
yeah, this guy doesn't care.
So he handles these things, and Spider-Man actually winds up jumping in and does the thing, you know, where he's got both his legs around this thing's head.
Right, kind of like,
know, the Mandroid's trying to fire at Spider-Man. Good luck with that. Spider-Man's dodging everything this thing has to throw at him, and he manages to grab the kid and get away.
Yep.
And he carries Alexander up to a rooftop, and you have the Mandroids firing up at the rooftop from the street with their Mandroid armor.
They're all about murdering this kid, aren't they?
They're all about murder.
They're aiming right up towards the roof. Yep.
And well, you know, I mean, their commander has told them deadly force. And
it's kind of like in the 80s, if Spider-Man couldn't rely on the Avengers because they're out of town, Fantastic Four are in space, Nick Fury has the day off, so they send.
Yeah, Nick Fury has the day off, and they've got some low-level asshat making the calls.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man gets this kid up to the roof, and the kid's like, you know, look, I've done some horrible things. I don't deserve your help. And then Spider-Man hears this kid's story. He accidentally got these powers, accidentally fried his own dad, who turned out to be an abusive piece of POS anyway. And Spidey's like, okay, listen, you're in trouble. I mean, yeah, but you don't deserve what they're trying to do to you. So he fights them. He brings the fight back down on the street to the Mandroids at that triangle building. What is that? The Tribeca building?
I guess it looks like the Daily Bugle from the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I want to say that's the Tribeca building. I can't be sure. I'm not in New York.
Here, YouTubers, do we know what the name of that building is that was used for the Daily Bugle in the first Spider-Man movie?
And so Spider-Man drops down to the street and puts himself in a position where the Mandroids come around the corner from different angles, not seeing the other one, and they think they're going to get him, and then he jumps up and they blast each other. Spider-Man gets back up thinking, what a maroon, like he's Bugs Bunny all of a sudden. and then Spidey climbs his way back up the wall, back to Alexander, and he's talking to Alexander about trusting people, and you know how he's got to trust somebody. And
yeah, right, kid.
And right as Spider-Man's talking to him, Shield guns the kid down from above.
That is brutal. That is brutal.
I mean, it is a brutal panel. I mean, you say, and this is one of those classic Mike Zeck people getting shot panels.
Yeah. Yeah,
right,
look at the bullets going through the. Oh my gosh!
You've seen like Zeck's Punisher and stuff.
Yes,
you know what that looks like.
Yeah,
you know, even in Secret Wars, remember when Wasp got shot?
Yes.
You know, it was coming through her chest. There was it was a big. And here, the kid is clearly getting shot several times through his body, through the chest, and presumably is dead right in front of Spider-Man.
Right. And then, boom, hold on. Boom, roll credits. We're done.
Boom, roll credits. We're done. So there's an interesting story behind this.
Oh,
well, first of all, I mean,
YouTubers haven't answered the Flatiron District.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's what the name of the building was. Thank you, YouTubers. Very nice. Thank you, Hornacek specifically, and
Way
Joey.
Way to go.
Yeah.
So, there's a little bit of a preamble to this issue, which I learned earlier this week when I was doing show prep for this. Show prep is a thing we professionals do. JR wouldn't know.
And the man can't even defend himself.
Oh, and then this issue happened. Spider history.
And then they said blah 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 blah. Yeah. Then they started cussing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get it next time. And anyway, so this kid presumably gets shot dead right in front of Spider-Man, and then bam, roll credits. Peter David script, Mike Zeck breakdowns. So an interesting note here is that in the original script that Peter David turned in, this kid didn't die.
Oh,
and there was another page of art showing that the kid survived getting shot.
We have a controversial ending.
But Priest, aka Jim Owsley,
right,
decided not to run that page.
Oh,
and make it kind of a way more darker and screwed up.
Real
story.
Dark. When I told you on text, I haven't read this since '86.
Yeah,
and I do remember a kid getting shot right in front of Spider-Man as an 11-year-old kid. I read this book.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dark story.
But in hindsight, you hear about Gwen Stacy died, Captain Stacy died, Uncle Ben died. I haven't heard about Alex since '86.
Well, because Alex didn't die.
Oh, it's almost like I set you up for that.
Alex didn't die.
Okay. Does Spider-Man know that?
Actually, I don't think Spidey ever did learn it because the resolution to this went down under Peter David in the Hulk.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Because I don't remember this.
Well, first of all, before we get to this, we have to give our summation of the fight.
Go ahead. Yes.
Nobody wins in this fight.
No.
Obviously, because of the way it ends with a child getting shot several times through the chest.
That's a bad fight.
No one really wins in that sort of fight. In fact, I guess it could be argued that in this case, the bad guys, which is the overzealous shield agents, actually win. But not from Spider-Man from a lack of trying. Is this an interesting Spider-Man fight? No.
Then why are we covering it? Because it's an interesting story. Yeah. And that's never talked about. I haven't heard people talk about 118 forever.
It doesn't get talked about. And when Cheese Dick requested this, he actually said, and Cheese Dick has been a longtime member of our boards.
Yeah.
Longtime Crawlspacer. So I give him, I give his request a little more credence, maybe. When I'm considering something, he's got cred. He's got Crawlspace cred.
And you can download that from Google Play. Crawlspace cred.
That and 5 cents will buy you a cup of coffee. Yeah, and not at Starbucks, but
no, $5 not even.
Yeah, and no, he requested this and said it was a story that he really liked, and it is a very dark story, and it did allow me to say, what's the decision here? Nobody wins. This is a terrible, brutal story. Yeah. But fight-wise, Spider-Man's not really. Yeah. It's not a memorable fight. It's a memorable story, in that it's dark as hell, but it's not really a memorable fight. You've got Spider-Man at one point getting the Mandroids to turn their powers against one another, but really the kid does more in the fight than Spider-Man does.
And really nowadays the covers are deceptive, but this cover is deceptive. Look at these.
There's more action on the cover than there is.
Yeah, look at those shield agents. At no point did I ever see them running around on those little boards. Did you?
No.
Yeah. No. Maybe it's because Rich Buckler, who just passed away.
Well, Marvel never did let a story get in the way of a good cover, Brad.
Yeah. Well, look how many guys are coming at Spidey. We've got 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
4, 5, maybe some behind the logo. By the way, Hornacek wants to know, did Alex show up in the heaven scene and want to slot Spidey dreams he's in heaven issues?
No, because he's not in heaven.
Back to that.
He's not dead.
Explain why the kid's not dead.
Because Peter David had intended for him to not have died, to have just gotten injured. Peter David picked this back up again in, I think, an Incredible Hulk 339. And it was a couple of years later. It was
the issue before the Wolverine fight that everybody talks about.
Hulk 339. The name of the story was Native Son, and it deals with the fact that Alexander wasn't dead, and the Hulk finds him, and they deal with the abusive father angle.
They can relate to that.
But Spider-Man was seen, and I believe in that issue, in a flashback. but there's nothing in there to indicate that Spider-Man later learned that Alex hadn't been murdered right in front of him.
Wow. So 30 years later, Spider-Man...
I don't believe. I could be wrong.
YouTubers, if you see an issue of Spider-Man where he talks about this, Alex, and the grief he has, he can be relieved of one murder.
Well, you know what? This is going to bug me now if I don't know. So let me do some digging.
Here, type in the kid's name in Wikipedia. Everybody's got a Wikipedia page.
It's Alexander Woolcott, Woolcott. I'm not typing it out because I'm looking for something right now on the internet.
Oh, Hornacek had a good line on the YouTube chat. They knew they needed a cool cover, so Brad would give it a higher grade, which is
that's
very true.
That's
and Hornacek, Crawlspace cred, you can make that trend if you'd like. I like that. I got some Crawlspace cred.
All right, let me look through. I'm looking through like fan sites right now, trying to find stuff.
Okay. YouTubers, let's talk amongst ourselves. What would you like to talk about? What did you guys remember this fight? I remember this fight. I mean, it's not prominent in your mind when you think of this in spec, but a kid getting shot in a book. I mean, that's
not just shot, gunned down.
Gunned down. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
I can't find anything to say whether or not there's.
But if we have an update, we'll put a link in there.
Yeah.
So it was not a good fight, George, but it was a memorable one.
It's not a good fight for Friday Night Fight, but because Cheese Dick has been around forever.
Yeah, that was for
kind of like, okay, we'll cover this when it's really more of a Spider history kind of a thing for JR to go, yeah, this happened, it sucked.
Yeah, it's just By the way, Nick White says, I've been listening to this podcast since 2008, and I'm a huge fan of all you guys. So thank you, Nick. Thumbs up to you too, sir.
Thank you, Nick.
And Enigma says, I remember someone mentioning the ending. Okay. All right. Good fight. Well, not a good fight, George. I almost ended the show like that. How can we end the show on a happy note? Here's a.
Well, I mean, he's not dead. I mean, there's the happy note.
There's the happy note. The kid's not dead.
The kid got better.
Yeah, exactly. He did. It is Marvel Comics. Tom Whitehead says, didn't this happen right after the Gene DeWolf arc? Yes. The Gene DeWolf arc was 107 to, I think 110 in spec. And this is maybe like a year later. So, all right. The kid got better. Tune in next month.
Tune in next month. Tune in next month. It's a much better fight. We promise.
Exactly.
I feel like Rusty the Clown. We got some really good toy commercials up, I swear.
Hornacek says Alex is on the Marvel Wiki page. He was actually shot with tranquilizers. Oh, so those were tranquilizers in that.
He was shot through the chest with tranquilizers. When you look at the art, you could see stuff going in one side and coming out the other.
That's a tough
that kid's falling to the rooftop.
Oh, that wiki is not accurate.
Accidentally shot with Well, I think in the Hulk they tried to say maybe it was tranquilizers to explain it, but I mean the art's pretty clear. This kid,
poor Peter David has to go back and fix what editors change on him. For instance, the reveal of the Goblin in 2099 was his brother, and then they changed that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Okay, gang. Armor-piercing tranquilizers. Let's do our October fight. Are you guys ready for this? This
says armor-piercing tranquilizer.
Armor-piercing. All right, more decaying paper. This one is from 1988, so 2 years after. By the way, that is, well, we'll talk about when we start, but that's the book we're going to do, Spec 142.
Yes.
Okay.
A story entitled Will.
Will, there you go. Okay, are you guys ready? Or you guys, it's just me and you, kid. All right, 3, 2. Hey, Crawlspacers, welcome to our October Fight Club. We're going back to 1988. Last month, we had a spec issue. And this month we have a spectacular Spider-Man issue. Spec is often overlooked. There's a lot of good stories in Spectacular Spider-Man.
I've often said that in this period, in the Conway Sal Buscema period, there were better stories being told in Spectacular than there were in Amazing.
This, I remember I got in, we're reviewing Spec 142 from 1988. By the way, that's the issue that we're going to talk about. And I remember this cover coming in my mailbox, and it came in a brown paper bag like a Playboy because I had a Marvel subscription. And I don't know how it didn't slide out of that brown paper sack, but it didn't. And when I saw that Sal Buscema cover, look at the perspective of that thing. That is going miles and miles down. That just shows you such depth. And I'm like, I like this new artist when he wasn't really a new artist.
And you know what? Let's take a moment here on Spidey Friday Night Fights to just kind of lavish praise on our pal Sal.
Our pal Sal, one of the nicest guys I've ever interviewed when it comes to comics, and his artwork is as awesome as he is. So
it really is, and he's one of the more prolific workhorses when it comes to Spider-Man.
Underrated.
If I had my druthers, I don't think his work has ever been collected into like a masterwork edition or something like, or an omnibus.
Well, where it's just spotlighting him.
Yeah, but it should be.
Yeah, I agree. Him and James DeMatteis, and this is Conway, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Conway.
Yeah. So,
yeah, this is Conway.
Very good stuff. So take me through. Conway and Buscema on art. Take me through this fight, George.
Okay, so to give you a little context on this, the big story arc concerning Robbie that Conway and Buscema did was that Joe Robertson, Robbie Robertson, had known Tombstone since they were kids, since they were young, and he had evidence before of Tombstone, committing horrible crimes, but had kind of covered it up at the time, I believe out of fear for like his family and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it really ached at him for years and years, and it was something that he carried around with and felt the guilt for, much like the way Jonah did when he created the Scorpion and finally, admitted to it in an editorial.
Right.
And so Tombstone starts showing up again and starts threatening Robbie to try to, like he's going to even up the score somehow, like he's got some bones to settle with Robbie. Mm-hmm. And he winds up at one point, because at one point Robbie gives damning evidence on Tombstone, but he gives it to Peter. He doesn't give it to the cops. He gives it to Peter. Mm-hmm. And looking for that, Tombstone, and I believe this was from the previous issue from 141, goes after Mary Jane. Mm-hmm. And winds up getting a little roughed up. Now he's already roughed Robbie up, and Robbie's actually in physical rehab up in the hospital. And so since Tombstone now has made it personal with Spider-Man, Spider-Man goes after Tombstone, and you've got some other things going on here. The Persuader is using his powers to flip the Punisher to work for the Kingpin.
Right.
Which is resolved violently in the next issue in 143. Very, very, very violently. Things that do not go well for the Persuader next issue.
Yeah.
And by not go well, I mean he falls down dead onto some bullets.
Punisher style by his creator, Conway.
Exactly. Punisher style.
Yeah.
So, So Spider-Man winds up looking for Tombstone at a construction site. So many fights in Marvel history, especially in Spider-Man, take place at construction sites. Where there's no civilians, and you can just whatever goes.
Juggernaut comes to mind.
It's like construction zones, or like the Texas cage match of Marvel.
It's like a playground for the superheroes. We're going to build a new skyscraper. No, we're not. We're going to tear it down. No, issue 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah,
we're going to tear this mother down. And so he's looking for Tombstone. The elevator starts coming up. Spider-Man spider sense goes off, and Tombstone throws like one of these construction hooks, like from a crane right at him, and almost hits him. Then Tombstone figures, I can take this guy, and just throws himself at Spider-Man, wraps him up, knocks him off the skyscraper. They're both falling towards the ground.
Yeah.
Spider-Man shoots his web up, manages to swing them around in an arc and stop them from falling to the street below, but and bringing them back over to the one of these empty floors on the building being constructed. He smashes into some lead pipes. Mm-hmm. So while Spider-Man's getting back to his feet, Tombstone's already up on his feet and is hitting him with the lead pipe.
Yeah.
Like Al Capone style from the Untouchables. Remember that, Brad? What is he? Part of a team.
And did we mention why Spider-Man is so ticked at Tombstone? Why Peter is so mad?
Yeah, Tombstone went after Mary Jane. He's
Oh,
already
okay,
gone.
we
Out,
did.
he's already at this
Got
point.
it,
He's
yeah.
already gone after Robbie, and now he's gone after Mary
He
Jane.
broke Mary Jane's hand. Yeah. Okay, got it.
And so
Yeah.
Spider-Man's like, that's how I've had all
You
I
don't
can
mess with my
stand.
missus. Yeah.
I've had all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
Yeah. Strong
He
to
goes,
his fish.
he
He's
goes,
going to eat some spinach. Yeah.
he goes full Popeye on So Tombstone smashes Spidey with the lead pipe once, knocks him into like some fencing,
Where's the fencing? Yeah,
safety railing, and then hits him again with the pipe. Now Tombstone's he's not like one of these like I can only bench like 400 or 800 pounds kind of guys. He actually has enhanced strength. And so while Spider-Man's up against the construction railing, Tombstone hits him again and again. There's a 4-page panel where it almost looks like the Joker murdering Jason Todd.
Yeah.
This
shot specifically right down here, he's about gone. There. Man.
I mean, like he's raising it up and repeatedly hitting him.
Yes.
Or hitting him. It looks a lot. It reminded me a lot.
Well, this was the same year that Jason Todd died.
It looked a lot like what Jim Aparo had done when Joker's beating Robin with the crowbar before he blows him up. After which, unfortunately, Jason Todd got better.
Did you call in to kill Jason Todd?
I did.
Yeah, I knew you did. I didn't know for sure, but I assumed you would.
Jason Todd was so damn annoying, man. I was so glad when he bought it.
Spend to kill Jason Todd?
I don't know. I think it might have been 99 cents a minute or something like that.
Now, how old were you in '88?
I was in high school.
Okay, so did you say, "Hey, Mom, I want to call this 1-900 number"?
Yeah, I was like 16 or 17 at the time, and I called it, and my mom sat down and was like, "Is it that important to you that Robin dies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I need it, like it's meth. I need it, right?"
Enigma says Tombstone's hitting Spider-Man like he owes him money, right, George?
Oh, he is. He's beating him. He's hitting him like he owes money.
Oh my god! And Insane 2201. Let's be honest, Jason Todd became a lot more interesting post-death.
he is on Tombstone like a fat kid on a cake, Brad. Yeah. I mean, just all over him. Or Tombstone's on Spidey like a fat kid on a cake.
Yeah.
And so he's got Spider-Man down. He's got the big lead pipe, just right underneath his chin like this, and he just pushes him off of the building. He
hits him like with a golf club kind of thing.
Yeah, like it's a swing, But
Fantastic Four.
he goes to the railing to look over to admire his handiwork, which he thinks is going to be a splat Spider-Man on the ground. And what does he get, Brad?
What does he get?
What does he get? Feet to the face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't turned the page yet. Yes,
Spider-Man's been.
We did a little interlude with Robbie in the hospital, but he gets a nice little bump. What? I can't read that backwards. Pabam, like PB and mash. I don't know. Pabam is the onomatopoeia right above.
Peanut butter and mash.
I don't. Well, it's PBAM.
What the hell are you even thinking right now?
Peanut butter and mashed potatoes.
You are all over the place, Brad.
Peanut butter and mashed potatoes.
So
would that be a good dessert, by the way, or dinner? No. So I like both. Okay.
So, now, before we started, what did you promise me?
That I wouldn't go off on tangents. I just went off on peanut butter and mashed potatoes.
Off on a tangent. You did so good through last month's issue. I was so proud of you.
YouTubers, would you eat peanut butter and mashed potatoes? Go.
That's it. We're lost. The wheels are off the bus now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I'm the one trying to keep this under an hour.
You're recording
good. Time. We're doing good. We're doing good. Anyway, so turns out Spider-Man's been playing possum the whole time. He's been getting beat on. So when Tombstone looks over to see a dead Spider-Man, instead he gets Spidey feet to the face because Spider-Man, instead of falling, used his powers to grab a hold of the beam, and then he swings his legs back up and hits him.
Yeah.
And then he just starts to kick the crap out of Tombstone. I mean, because Tombstone, number one, is surprised. He's not expecting Spider-Man to not be dead. And then Spider-Man is on him like white on rice.
Look at his teeth fly out of his mouth.
Ooh. Sal Buscema was one of Sal Buscema's calling cards was teeth getting knocked out of your mouth.
Yeah, he's a dentist's worst nightmare.
Another time I can recall it when it was really prominent was that Sal Buscema issue. Remember when Harry was messing with Peter, as the Green Goblin, and he sent Rhino after Spidey, or he sent Rhino after Peter Parker. And
we
Spidey
covered that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we covered that one. And Spidey showed up to kick the crack up. That's another one where you've got Sal Buscema showing teeth flying out of your mouth, and there needs to be a Sal Buscema dental plan for villains who
Can you imagine the commercial? Are you covered? Well, with the
Yeah.
Sal Buscema dental plan, your teeth can fly out of your mouth and we'll replace them, no charge.
Have you had your ass kicked by Spider-Man? Are you in need of dental care? The Sal Buscema Center can help.
Yes, Hornacek Tombstone does have pointy teeth, but they're flying out of his mouth.
Yeah. Here he has flying teeth.
He has flying. That would hurt flying out. You might get stabbed.
Yeah. So Spidey is just clubber langing this guy.
Oh,
right.
Nice Rocky reference. There you go.
Death, humiliation, and pain is what's happening here. Remember that was Clubber Lang's prediction. Yeah. No, that was it wasn't death, humiliation, and pain. It was just pain. What's your prediction for the fight? Pain. And so Spidey, kicks the crap out of him. Tombstone's, gets back up on his feet, takes another lunge.
That's a good couple panels there.
Takes
the lunge and then whacks him right in the back.
And yeah, because Peter is so fast, he sidesteps it and then manages to push him in the back and head first into a rail. And then Tombstone stands back up. He's got the concussion stars everywhere. And it set Spider-Man up for one last coup de grace. Spider-Man just puts the hammer down on this guy.
This is a classic pose that Buscema does when someone is getting the last shot of a knockout. You often see Buscema use this panel or this type of panel.
Yeah, with Spidey in the background and whoever it was.
I think I've seen like Captain America and Hulk poses like that too. Like that means you're done.
Yeah, this fight's over now. That's what that's
done.
So Tombstone is knocked off the side of the skyscraper and he's falling and he's falling and he's falling, and Spider-Man webs him just in time to slow him down and stop him from getting killed. But then he also lets the webbing go so that Tombstone can fall into what looks like some wet concrete or something like that.
Yeah.
Wet cement. And then Spider-Man's looking down at him and Tombstone's buried in the wet cement. His legs are flailing around.
And, this is an example of you just feel good that Spidey kicked butt after this because he hurt his wife. He hurt his friend Robbie. And you're rooting for the heroes. This is a win for Spider-Man.
Oh, by a country mile, this is a win for Spider-Man. And this is a time again, and I've mentioned this a lot on our regular podcast and other things we did. This was a time back when Spider-Man was still allowed to beat ass. Not like it is now. If this story were told today, Spider-Man would have to have at least one of the other surrogate spider heroes with him.
Yeah. Maybe
one or two Avengers, maybe Johnny Storm. It wouldn't just be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's a horrible injustice to storytelling as far as Spider-Man's concerned these days, is that he's not allowed to shine on his own anymore. Not even in his own damn book.
Yeah. Yep. Agree 100%. There's no really question who won the fight on this one. The win is Spider-Man.
You'll
disagree on that.
Easy Spider-Man, by unanimous decision.
And one thing Conway had he did well was introduce characters that lasted.
Yeah,
Tombstone was introduced in I guess Spec is considered the B book if Amazing is the A book,
which is sad because again at the time, a lot of the stories in Spec were better than what you were getting in ASM.
Yeah, exactly. And Tombstone has survived 30 plus years after being introduced in Spec. And he's even been in the cartoons. He's been he's just a good villain. And Conway introduced a lot of good villains.
He's a great street level villain in that, he's powerful enough that he can give Spidey, a little bit of a run for his money. But he's still at that street crime level.
Yes.
He's up there with your hammerheads, your silver,
your kingpins,
that kind of thing. And that's where Spider-Man really does work best.
Yes. 100%.
That's where Spider stories really work best, is at that street level. That doesn't mean every now and then Spider-Man can go off the reservation and kick the crap out of Juggernaut or Firelord, former Herald of Galactus, wielding the power cosmic. Or the X-Men.
Oh, Jinx.
Or the X-Men, which he does multiple times, as we've covered on this very show, Brad.
Oh, Hornacek says Tombstone has been around longer than Venom. That is true.
A lot of characters been around longer than Venom.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of characters better than Venom. There, I said it.
Enigma. Spider-Man opened a can of whoop-ass and fed it to him with a silver spoon.
Yes.
Very true. Very true. All right, good fight. I enjoyed this fight.
Fantastic fight. Oh, and before I forget to mention it, this one, because we brought it up with last month. This one was requested on our message boards by masked guy.
Okay.
Masked, like he's wearing a mask. Masked. It can't come out of my mouth correctly for some reason. Masked guy.
Yeah.
Who said that this is one of his favorite fights.
Oh, it's a great fight. Very good fight. It's Michael Reed said, my dad has been around longer than Venom.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Well, I mean, so have you and I, Brad.
Yeah, we have been around longer than Venom. That's hysterical. So, good episode. I think.
And real quick.
Yeah.
Because this issue ends with the Punisher and Kingpin's office ostensibly about to work for him because he's been mind controlled. If you haven't read it already, read the follow-up issue to this in 143 where Punisher settles that real hard. Yeah.
The just looking through the comments on YouTube. Insane 2201, he will eat peanut butter and mashed potatoes, so I appreciate that. Hornacek says I drink milk and Pepsi before I'd eat peanut butter and mashed potatoes. What a random. This is the
milk and Pepsi is not random. That's actually a thing.
That's from Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
I used to drink that all the time. You know, let's go a little bit longer with we've got 16 viewers now. You want to see what the fans want to see for future Fight Clubs? We'll take some suggestions now if you guys want to write.
Enigma has asked, have we covered the Spidey Firelord fight? Yes, we have. It was one of the ones that I covered back when I was doing this, when I was just writing it on the Crawlspace main page. But then Brad and I, it was up there. I had a separate category for Hall of Fame fights, and it was a Hall of Fame fight. But you and I have covered this on the Friday Night Fights podcast. I guess we need a spreadsheet now. We've been doing this so long.
Yeah, you know, JR would say he is a professional. He does have a spreadsheet of all the Spider histories he's done.
Yeah, that's true.
Frontier wants a fight from 2099.
That's entirely doable. In fact, I almost did one for the early on when they started doing 2099 again. And remember when Miguel fought the Scorpion, like that new sort of version of the Scorpion?
I always thought your rules were it had to be the Peter Parker.
No. I've said before that we would cover that stuff like Spider Girl.
Okay, yeah.
And that Miguel stuff was up. It's Spidey 2099. Spidey. It's Spidey Friday Night Fights. So
right. This is funny. It's Michael Reed wants Aunt May versus the Chameleon.
That's a real quick fight. Yeah. We can cover that right now. You know, I mean, actually, we could do the Parker women versus the Chameleon.
Oh, that would be a great fight. We could do multiple issues. I like that.
We can't. We can do that. That's one show, and it takes about 5.5 minutes to do.
Doesn't Aunt May hit him with the broom, and so does Mary Jane hit him with the broom? I
think Mary Jane hit him with like a baseball bat, and Aunt May drugged him with cookies, Xanax cookies or whatever.
Dude, I like the idea of the Parker women versus the Chameleon. That's a good fight right there.
Dude, the cookie scene, and I think that was who was that? Was that Aguirre Sacasa?
Yeah, I think so.
Aguirre Sacasa, pardon me. I do it. I've taken y'all's bad habit of mispronouncing this poor man's name.
Yeah.
That's one of the darker Aunt May moments.
Yeah.
I loved that. I mean, she's so calculating through that whole thing, just waiting for him to pass out.
Yeah, you gonna eat the cookies? Yeah.
Oh, Enigma says Spidey versus Black Tarantula. Yes.
Yes. Was that like 90s?
No. When was that? Hell, Brad, that's spectacular number 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, he wasn't Black Tarantula.
He's just Tarantula.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did the drunk Spidey Hobgoblin fight. Frontier.
We did do, yes. And somebody accused me that episode of actually being drunk because I was so tired.
Yeah.
This is back at a time when I was getting up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And we were
missing the one that multiple people have requested is the first Moreland fight.
That's not going to happen.
I like that fight, though. That's a good fight.
That's great. You can cover it without me.
Because you hate Moreland?
Moreland is such a shit villain, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All that Spider Totem stuff was not
Well,
Spider-Man.
well, he died. I mean,
It was just. I mean, I've said a lot of good things about JMS's run, but there's a lot there that JMS did that was had me scratching my head. Ezekiel, Moreland, all that crap.
whoa,
So tiresome.
Daco Sart, Spidey's super stories. He fights the Rhino and puts him in a block of Jello. Tell me what super stories that's from. I don't know that one.
JR could probably cover that on a history. Remember, he bought it because it had big print, so he could see.
This is 70s. Enigma, you are talking about Joe Bennett. He is talking about the 90s Black Tarantula. It's the character that has that mask on, not the tarantula with the pointy feet. He became a Daredevil villain too.
No, I would cover Tarantula, but not that.
Black Tarantula. I think that was during Bennett and DeFalco.
I'm being accused by Khalees Warlord of not being a JMS fan. I did like JMS's stuff overall, but there were things when JMS when the story didn't work, it really didn't work. And for me, that was all the totem crap.
Since past.
Ezekiel and Moreland. Since past, yeah, that was laughably bad. But I mean, I've also said that when it comes to writing the marriage, that there was no one better than JMS.
Insane. I love that suggestion. We could do a montage of Hostess fruit pie fights.
We need to bring Alfred on here for that. Mark Alfred.
Oh yes, we should. Dark Mark should bring his dark pastry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did that that one article on that.
I'm glad that we have the commentary. George, I want a Parker women fight versus Chameleon. I want a fruit pie.
5 minutes, Brad.
Well, dude, let's do it. Let's do Parker women and fruit pie fights.
Just you want to do just like a hodgepodge of like, okay.
Oh, I do. Women. I want. The fans are demanding it.
Parker women versus the Chameleon.
They have cookies and fruit pies. The common theme is baked goods.
fruit pie. The fruit pie things weren't even fights. No one even got hit. Spider-Man showed up and defeated them with pie.
Well,
no one got hit.
Well, what did he throw them at their head? I mean,
yeah,
so
they just showed up.
It is a fight.
Spider-Man was like, it was like a Snickers commercial, you know.
There is some conflict going on.
It was like, have a Snickers so you're not an asshole.
Don't you wish fights could be resolved through fruit pies?
No. Why would I buy comics then?
Well, you buy fruit pies too.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Parker's versus Chameleon.
Keep it pure. Keep it pure.
Oh, Spider-Man versus Captain Power. Was that the sexual abuse story? No, the STD story.
I don't.
Spider-Man talks about. What was?
No,
that?
Captain Power. Somebody else, I think.
Oh, Captain Power was from Burn in the 90s. Yeah, that he sucked.
Yeah,
Yuri Jitsu hit Spider-Man a lot in her fruit pie story, says Hornacek.
stuff you're likely not you're not likely to see on Spidey Friday Night Fights. Number one,
because it's George's segment, and if he doesn't like the fight, he doesn't want to talk about it.
It's George's segment. That's why you're not going to get any clone stuff here. You're not going to get any Captain Flower stories on here. You're not going to get symbiote stuff. I begrudgingly, we opened it up that one time, and people trolled me and were like, oh my God, do Venom, ASM 300. And we did that.
300 was good.
And yeah, well, that was before Venom went off,
I agree.
Completely off the rails with the whole brains thing.
Yeah.
Stuff, you're not going to see Moreland on here. You're not going to see Miles stuff on here, or you're not going to see fake Peter Parker, Ultimate Spider-Man crap on here. That kind of, you're not likely to see, and you're not going to see anything from the Slott era at all, ever. Mainly because Spidey's not allowed to beat ass in his own books for the last 10 years.
Insane. We did the Spidey versus X-Men. That was an early Friday Night Fight podcast.
Yeah, we've done different Spidey versus the X-Men.
You know what I should do when I have more free time? I should go back to the old posts, and on the drop-down menu of the front page, it says podcasts, and I think it does have a Friday Night Fights drop-down. I should tag all of them.
You're not going to do that ever.
I know.
Let's be real.
But you know what? Go up to the search bar. Just type in Spider-Man versus the X-Men Secret Wars Friday Night Fights, and that'll pull it up.
Yeah.
There. The Google's saved you.
Yeah.
It's there. The Grim Hunt Spider-Man fight. That was good. That wasn't Slot.
No, that was garbage. Was Spider-Man ripping
no.
a woman's face off? Sorry, no, you're not going to get that on
the what? What did Spidey do? He ripped a woman's face off?
Yeah, Craven's wife. What was her name? The gal running the show. He did that mark of Cain
Calypso
on her.
Was it Calypso?
No, it wasn't Calypso. It was that other chick. But he basically rips the skin off of her face. No, we're not covering that. That was bullshit. I'm sorry. That's not Spider-Man.
Did we do any Hobgoblin?
That's somebody doing really bad fan fiction through Spider-Man. Remember that had the whole snuff film death of Maddie Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Being led off willingly to her own death. Oh please, give me a break. That was crap.
Yes, we've done several Hobgoblin fights from Stern's run, Hornacek. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've done a lot of Hobgoblin.
The one that comes to mind is where the battle van is in the water. Like 55, 54.
254 with Jack-o'-lantern showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it right after I edit the podcast, honest. Yes, Enigma. You know, the Enigma, the good thing about doing this, the live stream, is you guys see it instantly. I don't have to do any editing. This is all unfiltered. So there's two versions of the podcast now. There's the video version and then there's the audio version. You can watch the video instantaneous as we do it. Let's see. Spider-Mobile versus Shocker-Mobile. What issue is that, Frontier? I don't know that one.
I don't remember a Shocker-Mobile.
Oh, ASM 254 is DeFalco after Stern left. I apologize.
Yeah, that was the Jack-o'-lantern thing. We covered that.
They requested Stern Hobgoblin fights, but we have done Stern Hobgoblin.
We have done Stern Hobgoblin fights.
Yeah,
we did the first one, as a matter of fact. I think earlier this year.
Yeah, because he didn't have the powers.
Yeah.
Cool. It was in Superior Foes, George. Spidey versus the Spider-Mobile.
I don't remember the Shocker-Mobile.
I kind of do.
But see, we can't do Spidey versus the Spider-Mobile. Wait a minute.
Yeah, remember he's on the wall and he's falling down and the Spider-Mobile's on the wall coming at him. It's like 160 from ASM. It was either Mysterio or Dr. Faustus.
So like that one page?
Yeah.
That's the fight?
I don't know. I don't know if he was dodging the car most of that fight.
The best way for you to get a fight suggestion through is be like Cheese Dick and be around the boards forever and a day, and finally just throw out something that you'd like to see.
Ooh, Michael Reed, we did do the Luke Cage versus Spidey fight. ASM 123. That was good.
Luke Cage fight.
That was a good fight.
Yes, we definitely did that.
Gang, just go up to the search bar on the front page of the Crawlspace and type these search terms in. They'll pull up.
But honestly, I mean, the thing is that when it comes to just really good Spider-Man just kicking the crap out of somebody fights that are really done well, you know, and especially like stuff back in the day, like Friends did, Romita Jr., you know, our pal Sal. There was a time, again, when Spider-Man was allowed to beat ass in his own book. That's not the case anymore. And we've covered I think a lot of the significant ones. We've covered stuff with the Kingpin, Shocker.
That's why when they throw ideas of us with fruit pies, I think that's hysterical. I think that's a new spin on it. You know, I think that's funny.
We could cover things like Spidey from other media. Like we could cover the Spidey Dr. Octopus fight from Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
I think is the best Spider-Man fight we've ever seen in a film.
That's a good one.
Like the whole train thing.
That is a good one.
The one that starts at the bank and then goes to the train. That for me, that's
Spidey did not win that fight.
No, he did not. And for my money, that's like the best on-screen Spider-Man fight that we've ever gotten.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The
Electro thing was crap.
I'm trying to think of ASM 2's Gwen Stacy fight. I mean, not where the Goblin fight, but it's not better than Doc Ock's fight.
No, and it's a terrible Goblin. It's a laughable Goblin.
It's like a laughable, yeah.
And
Gangland. What was that? That was like ASM 284. Was that what you're talking about? Gangland
stuff would be
Frontier.
Yeah,
but that's the one where isn't that where Daredevil pulls off the mask and he's inside of a Kingpin fat suit?
Yeah.
That one's just crazy. Spider-Man versus the White Rabbit. Is there a good fight with that?
No,
Enigma?
there's not.
There's just
we could probably go back to like and revisit some other villains like well, we've done Silvermane on the show. We could probably go back and revisit it and maybe do a little more with like Hammerhead, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are good fights with other villains that we haven't covered. I mean, we've covered all the big ones: Green Goblin, Stegron,
Doc Ock.
But Doc Ock.
One of my favorite print Doc Ock, and we've done it, is from Spec, from the Spec 80-ish, 88, where he rips the tentacles off Ock.
Yeah.
Ock is so scared of him, he's got post-traumatic spider syndrome.
And that was right after
PTSD, get it? Post-traumatic Spider-Man. No, that didn't work, did it? PTSD.
That was right after that big fight between the owl and the octopus and their armies.
Yeah. And that was another fight that took place in a construction site.
Ooh, David Riley suggests Medusa, but we've covered Medusa on it.
That was an early fight. I mean, not early, but
it was like
last 61 or something.
Yeah, but it was like last year.
Yeah, I remember the Medusa
but
fight.
It was I remember because we talked about it, and there was a question of whether or not that was the first female villain he'd ever fought, and then
and we forgot it was the snake lady.
Yeah.
David Riley, quit trying to push the Inhumans on us. All right.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah. My favorite Spider-Man White Rabbit issue was drawn by Sal. Enigma, what issue? What is it?
Enigma, what issue was that?
Is that from that Marvel team up? Because I remember it was Leapfrog and Spider-Man like mounted on the wall.
Was that like her origin issue where we found out she was a gold digger that murdered her husband? Which one is specifically is that?
There you go. Post-traumatic spider disorder hashtag.
Frontier says Titania. That's one thing that I covered back in article form was Absorbing Man and Titania versus Spidey.
ASM 282-ish? 83? No, 84.
We could do one where we cover Titania and the Secret Wars, and then Absorbing Man and Titania at the airport.
Yeah.
That one, because that would actually be a pretty good fight. Titania is someone who definitely suffered post-traumatic spider disorder.
Yeah, no doubt. PTSD, there, it works out. Post-traumatic spider disorder. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It included the Fabulous Frogman. I think we're thinking of Marvel Team Up 132. I could be wrong.
Titania had definitely had a bad case of arachnophobia.
See if I off of memory. Nope, that's Mr. Fantastic. I think maybe 130. Nope, that's Scarlet Witch and Midnight.
No, it wasn't Secret Wars 7. It was Secret Wars 8.
No. Here we go. 9, it's one Marvel Team Up number 131. Spider-Man and Frogman versus the White Rabbit. That's what we're thinking of. That's funny. Poor Frogman. Whatever happened to Frogman? Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I mean, that's not.
I always thought Frogman was funny. And wasn't his name Ollie?
Yeah, no. You're thinking of.
Oh no, the kid with the Doc Ock arms and the Spider-Man suit.
You're thinking of
that's
Ollie Osnick. I think that's his name.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who was the Frogman?
I don't. Eugene, somebody. You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you? Hang on.
YouTubers can help us. We have 18 people that can help us.
Or I can just go to Wikipedia and look up Frogman.
Right. Hey, what's up, Greg? Thank you. Marvel Team Up 131. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Eugene. I was right. Eugene Patillo. I was right.
Nice.
I didn't remember his last name, but I remembered his first name.
Giving JR a run for his money. All right, gang. I think that's about a wrap. What do you think, George?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered.
We were on the line for an hour. I appreciate everybody coming out. This is fun. Stay tuned Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to talk on Saturday at 9. We're going to cover. It'll be like regular stuff, like we do news and reviews and all that other good stuff.
Should I give the 17 viewers a list of the rundown? I think I will.
Yeah, just for showing up.
Just for showing up. This is what we're going to talk about on that episode. So if you want to, I just wrote this rundown today. So the first podcast will be, we'll have 4 books we're going to review. ASM 30 is going to be reviewed by JR. ASM 31, George has got that one. Spectacular Spider-Man number 2, Ashley has that one. Spec number 3, Mike has that one.
Hang on just a second, Brad.
Yeah.
For all of you in the chat room, is anyone actually enjoying Spectacular Spider-Man under Chip Zdarsky, aka Chip Smith? If you are, speak up in the channel, because and explain to me why it is that you like it if you enjoy it.
I like it.
Well, yeah, but Brad, you're
but my are you saying my standards are low?
Yes.
Yes,
that's exactly.
I'll speak for you. For me, yeah. I think the reason I'm liking it is it's so not slot. I've had slot Spider-Man so long that it just is like a new flavor of ice cream after eating vanilla for 10 years.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, you've been fed crap for so long that it's different and it's going to taste better. But see, here's the thing. Okay, so now here's the thing, Crawl Spacers. Because we have our own Facebook group that we talk about, the admins and the different reviewers will all talk about stuff. And I said recently to Brad that Spec is garbage. And Brad was like, no, I like it. Look, so the reviews are in. Kalish Warlord, nope. Frontier, nope. Kalish Warlord, it's awful. Michael Reed, nah, lost me once they brought in the sister.
Brad has PTSD, is what it said.
Brad has post-traumatic George disorder.
Oh my gosh! So that is show 1. We're a little bit behind with satellites, and that I think just so many satellites in one episode just crams it. And I want these episodes to be in about an hour. So we're doing 4 books on that one episode. We'll do satellites at some other time. For podcast 2, we're going to talk about the Spider News, about the Marvel and the retailers on the lenticular covers, how a lot of retailers are saying, nope, that's price is too high for my blood. I'm not going to spend X amount of dollars on those lenticular covers.
And some pretty big retailers too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like mycomicshop.com.
Yep.
Thoughts on the new, Mike is going to cover he's going to start off the discussion on that one. Thoughts on the new Marvel Spider-Man cartoon. Zach has seen it. He will talk about if he liked it. I have not, with the exception of the previews they did online. I didn't care for the animation.
Oh, it's Michael Reed wants to know if there's going to be Ditko news.
I looked. I can't find any. Do you guys have any Ditko news we can do before Saturday? George is going to talk about the Homecoming box office success. What did it pass? Spider-Man 3?
It finally passed. No, it didn't pass Spider-Man 3. Are you high on crack right now? It passed. It finally passed Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And basically, the most significant part of that is that it has stopped the slope of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
It took Marvel to step in and finally get that going back up. So we'll talk about that on Saturday.
Zach is going to talk about new Marvel Legends that are coming out that were announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Ashley has a topic about canceled plans for Amazing Spider-Man 3. Mark Webb talks a little bit about what he was going to do in Amazing Spider-Man 3 if they made that movie. Ashley is also in denial, but she's going to be talking about the Silver and Black update. There was some new news about the Black Cat Silver Sable team up.
Y'all don't understand how real the struggle is for Ashley right now.
Poor Ashley hates the concept of that movie. So
Ashley is not on board with this.
Hence why I gave Ashley that topic.
He is very, very, very apprehensive about this stuff. So y'all keep Ashley in your thoughts. This is a dark time for her.
Silence for Ashley. And the evil guy that I am, I like to send weird stories JR's way about spider related news that's odd. And evidently a guy in a Spider-Man suit came to a car wreck and did something with a flower, and we'll talk about that a little bit. How is that for a setup? I don't even know. So JR is going to be talking about that.
Can I ask if it's Febreze related, or is that give it away? Is that spoilers?
Well, it's a smell. It's a flower, so it smells. So there may be a connection. I don't know. Kalish, why do you like to torture JR like this? I like to torture him because he's hysterical when he's ticked.
The question answers itself.
Yeah, exactly. No, Michael Reed did not screw a flower. He had a flower. No dumb spider criminals on this episode, on that second episode. And if you all have Ditko news, no, Hornacek, I don't. Not, you know what? I didn't know Spencer was going to be on that episode, but I enjoyed that he did. He did a good job. But
I like Spencer coming in.
Spencer just showed up, and I was more than happy to have him because we've talked about him for years, and it was nice to see him.
I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Brad.
What's that?
At JR's advanced age, every day with JR is a blessing.
Isn't it, though?
And eventually somebody is going to have to, either they're going to have to cart JR off to the home, or he will shuttle, he's going to shuffle loose the mortal coil, but something's going to have to replace JR.
Yeah.
We can't keep him around forever like the Crypt Keeper.
So we're warming Spencer up to take his dad's spot.
We're molding Spencer to take over.
Spencer is a legacy podcaster, all right?
first legacy, we actually a first official legacy on the podcast.
So we've even who mentioned it? Frontier. Yes, there are plans for a legacy host. My daughter will take it, and Spencer will take it. So that's Crawlspace 2.0 years down the line.
I'll still be around. I'll be like Cable or like
no, you'll be like Thanos. You'll eventually have kids all over the galaxy. No, you won't.
I highly doubt that.
JR is actually not a name now. It's a legacy title. George is talking about JR like he's talking about Stan Lee. From
That's exactly what I was aiming to do. Yeah,
we're gonna keep JR's head in a jar like on Futurama, says Hornacek. I like
Dude,
that.
how cool would that be? And every now and then we could just kind of shake the jar to get him to wake up.
JR, what do you think of the Goblin issue?
Yeah.
Oh, George will be like the Silvermane head attached to an RC car in Superior, says Kalish Warlord.
Dude, if I had my druthers, instead of being buried, I would rather be a Silvermane head on a remote-controlled car. That'd be awesome.
That's awesome. I almost bought that Legend. That was cool with Silvermane's head on.
Dude, that and the one with his head painted up like Paul Stanley from Kiss.
Yeah, that was epic.
God almighty. I remember when I saw that in the books, and I laughed. There's not a lot I can see in a comic book that will make me laugh out loud.
Dude, that's the Spencer I want.
But that's not the Spencer we have anymore. We have angsty social justice warrior Spencer now.
Secret Empire is so bad. I'm not digging it at all.
Did it affect Spidey in any way?
No, not really. I mean,
in any lasting way?
Doc Ock joined him and fought him, and he appeared in the Avengers, which was poorly written by Wade. And
yeah, Doc Ock's part of Hydra, or was.
Yeah.
Did Doc get better? Who knows?
Yeah, I hope the old. If we do get Spencer, I hope it's more Superior Foe Spencer than Secret Empire Spencer.
You know it won't be. He's woke, boy. You can't keep a woke man down. Resistance.
Stop. All right. Oh, and the third episode is our message board Q&A, which is the last episode of message board for the year. And several people were asking, why is it the last episode of the year? I mean, it's only September. The reason is the third spot of the recordings. We usually have news, and then we have reviews. And the third one I play with a little bit. It's either message board questions or we do something fun. So for October, I wanted to do live video callers. We haven't done that yet. So potentially you guys can be in the little boxes and talk to us.
Well, that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
That's going to be tricky.
That's going to be very tricky. So basically, if you want to be part of that, you'll need to get a Gmail account. And
yeah, you'll need to sign up for Google Hangout.
Get a Google Hangout, and you can ask us a question live on the air, and we can see you. In the past, through Skype, we could just talk to you.
In fact, whenever we post that for people on Facebook and the boards, we need or the front page, we need to remember to
get them a Gmail account.
Tell them that they're going to have the capability to do Google Hangout.
Exactly. Let's see.
And then
November is Spider Jeopardy. It's our yearly Spider Jeopardy episode.
Yep.
And then have you started on that at all? I mean, you start months in advance. You have?
Yeah, I started back in July.
Oh my gosh, he's got Spider Jeopardy questions ready to go, and we aren't doing that. December is a tradition that we started a couple years ago that I had liked so much. We're going to make it a yearly thing. It's the Spider Gift Exchange, where we find weird crap. I think I gave you literally crap last year, didn't I, George?
Yeah, you
Spider
gave.
crap,
Yes, you gave me. No, that was year before last.
something like that.
You gave
Well,
me.
anyway, we give weird spider-related gifts to each other. Yes, Enigma, we sat here and watched you try to fix this stream, and now you want to take live video callers. God help us all. Yes, well, I will try to get the duct tape on the internet of Google Hangouts. You know what? As I set up this stream, as you watched it at the very beginning, I noticed a spot where I can plan a future broadcast. So I can put in a time, and also there is a shareable link to that specific one. And I just click.
You've tried that before, and we wound up having to make a new link entirely.
I know. I've not had much luck with putting a clickable.
The definition of insanity, Brad.
Keep doing it over and over.
Doing it over and over and expecting a different result. That's why you pay me the big bucks. That's why you have me here to point out how much you failed.
What did you? What? If I'm the Godfather, you're the
consigliere.
Yeah. You're my consigliere.
I'm your Tom Hagen.
You come to me with a live stream.
Yeah.
And you expect a favor in return. What have you done for me lately? No, that wasn't the Godfather line.
No, but I wasn't going to stop you. You seem to be.
Who's saying what have you done? That was Janet Jackson. That wasn't the Godfather. That
Janet
was
Jackson, aka the Godfather, Don Corley. The two are totally confused.
What have you done for me lately? Dun 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 dun.
This says a lot of the level of crack in Joplin.
What?
It is at such a level that it rots your brain even faster.
George is Robert Duvall, and I am Marlon Brando. There you go, Hornacek. That's nice. Well, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a fun hour. And George, Friday Night Fights live for the first time was a success. I liked it. That was fun.
Yeah, no, this was really fun, and the first time we've gotten to do this because we'd already had others in the can.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was no need to go live with it yet because we still had others to be released.
I think you now on Saturday can rub it into JR's face that you had more viewers on the Fight Club than History Live.
I think JR already knows he's wrong enough on so many levels that I don't really feel celebrated over him.
On behalf of JR's attorney, Matt Murdock, there was a lot more promotion of this episode than there was for JR's. Hey, we're doing the fight. We're doing history in 5 minutes. Let's put it up.
Real quick, Brad.
Yes,
we'll probably cover this on Saturday too. But since we're here and people, we've got people that came and showed up and everything. Mm-hmm. Have you watched Defenders yet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I haven't bothered with it.
Oh, it's good. I liked it.
Here's the thing. When it first hit, I pulled it up on the Netflix.
Yeah.
And I sat there staring at it for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't I couldn't get myself to pull the trigger on it. I kept remembering
it's not going to help you because in the first 5 minutes is nothing but Iron Fist.
I kept remembering
that's going to tick you off. How
bad they messed up with Iron Fist, and now how that same guy, by the way, apparently has screwed up Inhumans.
Yeah.
Which led me to post on our review staff Facebook page. Scott Buck must be stopped before he kills again. But I can't. I have no interest in it. Marvel with how bad Iron Fist was. Marvel. The only thing I'm looking forward to now is the next season of the Punisher. Is that first Punisher season. And then apparently all the Marvel stuff's going to get pulled and then put on Marvel's own thing. And I won't follow that. I'm sorry, I won't.
You're not going to buy a Disney stream?
No, I'm already paying for cable. I'm already paying for Netflix. I used to be paying for Amazon too. There's enough things sucking money out of me that I'm just not. I'm not going to get on that CBS crap just for Star Trek stuff.
Oh, I know.
We need to find out if JR is going to do that. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I think
the Netflix shows will stay on Netflix because they're co-produced by Netflix.
Well,
and
I don't
Disney.
know. I mean,
I think they will. I think they'll run their seasons. Yep.
We'll see.
I agree. Scott ruined Dexter. That finale ruined the whole series for me. And I like Dexter.
Oh yeah, Dexter.
Frontier, very nice. DC is starting their own streaming too. Did you hear about this, George?
No, I have not. It doesn't interest me at all.
They, because I've been wondering where the '60s Adam West Batman is going to be.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
What?
I may have spoke too soon.
What's wrong?
If I had the ability to watch '60s Batman at any given moment.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to put all the DC catalog up on it because Young Justice season 3's on it.
Does DC actually own the rights to that? There, does Time Warner own that again now?
Yeah, they do. That's why they were able to put it at the
put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Dude, if they priced that at like $5 a month,
yeah,
I might be down for '60s Batman
with the DC stream. I'm wondering if it's a Warner Brothers stream, or if it's just DC Comics.
Well, it's Warner's. I mean, Warner's.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is so many of these companies already own already own big parts of streaming, like Hulu.
Yeah.
That's NBC, Universal, Disney, Warner, Fox.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It's like they're trying to find several streams they can all be part of to keep sucking money out of us. And I'm done with it.
On the news topic, that's actually one topic we'll talk about with the roundtable group about the streaming, how they nickel and dime you. Okay, tune in a Saturday at 9 p.m. I hope to see you there. We'll have a good time. And
thank you, everyone who showed up for the first
on a Thursday night, nonetheless. Very nice.
The first Friday Night Fight video podcast.
Cool. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.